Gaffney Gargoyle. The Gaffney Gargoyle is described as a bat-like creature with 4-foot wingspan, leathery skin, red glowing eyes, horns on top of its head, and a tail. The first reported sighting took place in the early 20th century, but Native American legends tell of a similar creature in the area described as being a guardian. One of the earliest reports of the creature came from a woman named Mary in 1978, who is said to have encountered the creature driving on the highway near Gaffney, South Carolina. As she was driving, she saw something big fly directly over her. She slowed to a stop, and whatever it was landed next to a nearby fence. She said that the creature was about 6 foot tall with gray leathery skin, wings, horns, sharp teeth, and a long tail. She said it just stood there staring with its glowing red eyes right at her. She said that she was so startled by this that she floored it and drove away as fast as she could. As she drove away, the creature never left its spot. In 2016, a married couple was driving on the interstate near Gaffney when they noticed a strange shape on the side of the road. When they got closer, they noticed it was humanoid type creature with wings, gray skin, red eyes, and horns. It then stood straight up and spread its wings. They said that it had about a 10-foot wingspan. After this, it flew across the highway, causing several vehicles to swerve and stop. The creature then flew out of sight.
Boar's head beast. This South Carolina cryptid gets its name from its appearance. It's described as having a head of a boar with a very large, tusk-like teeth, with thick, dark brown fur, glowing eyes, being the size of a bear. In 2013, a hunter claimed to encounter a creature matching this description near the Francis Marion National Forest in South Carolina. He claimed the beast charged at him with his dogs. He decided to fire at it with his rifle in an attempt to scare it off. The creature fled, but left behind an awful, foul odor. The hunter reported this encounter to the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, but the report was dismissed as a hoax. In 2016, a group of campers described seeing the creature near the Sumter National Forest one night. They heard some rustling in the bushes, and a huge creature emerged with a pig-like face, long hair, and sharp teeth. They also said it had glowing red eyes and let out a piercing scream. Terrified, they fled the campsite in terror, but later they returned to find the campsite torn to shreds, and all of their food was missing.
The three-eyed man of the University of South Carolina. Back in the late 1940s, at University of South Carolina, two students reportedly saw a man dressed in silver open up a manhole and disappear into the underground late one night. One of the students happened to be a reporter for the newspaper and wrote about this experience. And about 6 months later, a police officer was making his rounds on the campus one night and came up upon multiple mutilated chicken heads. He went to his car to report the incident and saw a strange man dressed in silver. The man turned around and the police officer noticed his odd facial features. He had an odd colored face and a red eye located in the middle of his forehead. The officer fled the scene and returned with backup, but they were unable to find the man. And then, almost 20 years later, a group of fraternity guys thought it might be fun to take their pledges down into the underground catacombs of the university. They went to explore, and when they came around a corner in the catacombs, they came up on a crippled-looking old man dressed in all silver. The man then turned around and hit one of the young men with a pipe, and they all decided to flee. The young man turned out to be okay. Later that night, a manhunt was started to try and locate this individual, but nothing was ever found.
South Carolina Thunderbird. South Carolina Thunderbird is said to look like a white pterosaur with orange eyes. In 1989, a lady was driving on Highway 20 to Florence when she spotted something matching its description in a wooded, swampy area. She claimed its wings were the size of her windshield. In 2004, near Myrtle Beach, a couple was driving on a rural road out in the woods and claimed to have encountered a huge creature. They said it was white in colorization and had a leathery looking skin. It was so large it casted a large shadow across the landscape below. It began following their car and eventually caught up to them, then just flew past them, disappearing off into the distance. A report surfaced in 2013 of a sighting that took place back in 2010. There, a witness reported seeing a white pterosaur-like creature with leathery wings, almost as big as their car. They slammed on their brakes as it seemingly dived at the car, but swooped up at the last second. The witness later told their parents, and their father revealed it encounter in the same creature, and it even left a scratch on his car.
The lizard man of Scape Swamp, or the Lee County lizard man, is said to be about 7 to 8 feet tall, with scaly green or brown skin and red glowing eyes. In some cases, it's orange. The first modern sighting was reported in 1987, but the natives of the Creek tribe have reported sightings of a similar creature for many years before this. In 1987, a young man was driving home from work at around 2 o'clock in the morning when he blew a tire. He stopped on the side of the road on the edge of the swamp to change it. When he finished up and headed to get back in his car, he heard a strange thumping sound coming up behind him. He turned to see what it was and saw this strange creature running towards him from a field. Frightened by this, he jumped in his car and locked the door. The creature ran up to the car and tried to open the door handle with its 3 fingers. But the young man took off, and then the creature leapt onto the top of the car. The young man swerved the car to try to get rid of the creature, and then he heard what he thought sounded like a grunt sound, and the creature was gone. Soon after this, there were many more sightings, and a lot of these, there was damage on vehicles or even claw marks. The town quickly became a tourist attraction for monster hunters, and even more sightings started to occur as people flooded into the town. Local law enforcement were even able to create castings made from some type of large 3-toed creature. Eventually, the sightings died down, but in 2015, a woman and her friend stepped out of church about a mile away from Scape Swamp when they saw something running along the tree line. One of the women said that the first thing she thought to do was pull out her phone and take a photo, and then the photo quickly found its way to the internet and several news outlets. Soon after that, a local hunter put out a video that he claims was the same creature out in the woods of the swamp. Since then, there have been sporadic sightings of this creature to this day. Wow, man. These were some crazy stories, weren't they?
Man, oh man, I reckon. Golly.
Which one do you think was the wildest one?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, that'd be hard to say. I mean,
Some of these I had to dig pretty deep to find, like
I can imagine.
that gargoyle. That one I didn't find a whole lot on. I had to work pretty hard to find stuff on that one. That one was pretty wild. Some people were saying that they thought it could have been Mothman.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. I mean, who knows, really?
Yeah. Let's
But
see
as
that. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
And then the dinosaur like thing. That one was.
Yeah, that's really wild. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of reports of people seeing dinosaur-like creatures,
Mhm.
even to this day, and that's just wild
That
because I
one wasn't
mean,
that long ago. I think I read that somebody saw it at Myrtle Beach.
wow,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, there
because I
were a
mean,
couple of other reports of sightings of some of these, but it was very, very short and not too much that we couldn't do too much of a story on it because it was, like one line of I saw it on this day. And that was it.
right.
Yeah, they didn't really have much of a description, so I didn't include those.
Somebody asked me here not long ago, said, you said, you talk about a lot of the, cryptids and stuff, says, how come nobody's, uh, caught one or captured one, things like that. And I was like, well, it's kind of like this, whatever these cryptid things are, they're smart, you know,
Mhm.
they are intelligent. And I said, without, I said, they may not even come out into the general public area, every single day. For the most part, they probably stay back into the real dense mountains and forests and well, even like South Carolina out, where it connects into the ocean, stuff like that, you never know. I mean, there's only like a slight portion of the ocean that's been explored.
Yeah.
And then here in the mountains, you got all these caves and caverns, that just goes miles and miles and miles back in the mountains, it's never been explored. We don't
Yeah.
know what's in them.
Exactly.
So you never know.
No, you never know. That lizard man was an interesting one too.
Yeah. I mean, can
I
you
think
imagine?
I remember seeing on the news when that lady caught the photo of it. I think I remember that.
I do too. It was like a sketch like.
No, she took a photo of it, and it
Oh, was a
was
photo? I remember
yeah.
seeing one. It was like a sketch somebody drew like
Oh,
that, and there.
I remember seeing it. I wasn't sure how I felt about the photo, but then again, I don't know what a lizard man's supposed to look like either. So
Right, right.
I guess we'll see in the comments what people think about that photo. Maybe
Yeah,
I
well,
can
let us know what
flash it
you
on the
folks think.
screen. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can flash it on the screen real quick or something.
yeah.
But let us know what you think it is. And oh, that three-eyed man. That one was strange,
Oh,
wasn't it?
yeah. I mean, golly. I mean, that one would just that's just a mind blower.
Yeah. Wonder if something's still there, or it could have been. I don't know. It could have been like something from like a circus or something, like one of those circus people.
Yeah, I
S-
mean, that's anything's possible, I guess. But
Yeah.
like I said, just wow.
Somebody born with a deformity and they lived underneath the campus because they could probably get a pretty decent supply of food there, because
Yeah,
those campuses, they just toss out all kinds of food.
yeah. But if it weren't maybe some like kind of something like the carnival deal or whatever, I wonder why he would be dressed in all silver. I wonder if that has some kind of connection to it.
Hmm. The silver dress is pretty weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like a silver trench coat, I think it was. They said he had.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe it's something he found, or maybe it's some kind of alien. You know?
yeah. Hey, you never know. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of UFO experiences where people will talk about a lot of silvery, glittery like stuff.
Yup. I was just thinking of
So
that. Then, last but not least was that boar's head beast. That one was
that
one
was
I
pretty
didn't
wild
find
too.
out. Yeah, it was basically a a boar about the size of a bear, but size and build of a bear, I guess.
Yeah, and
There was a couple of
the
sightings of that.
yeah, got the red glowing eyes, the real big tusks and stuff and
Oh
everything. And
gosh,
golly, man,
can you imagine being out in the woods and seeing something like that?
they'd find me passed out.
or in its
or
gut.
about 3 counties away, still running.
Ah, man, that one was a wild. I was like, I gotta do this one. I don't even remember how I found it now, but I found a couple things on it. I
Yeah,
don't.
and I never heard of that one really.
The only one I heard of before all this was the Lizard Man one.
Yeah, but like I said that one was definitely wild, and the shrieking too, the piercing
Ooh,
scream they said
yeah,
let
yeah, yeah.
out. That just curdled your blood, man.
They said it let that out, and it had a foul, very foul odor. I can't remember if I put that in there or
Yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah. Yeah, real foul odor and everything, and even something comes at you with dogs. Usually if you got dogs with you or something like that, a wild animal is going to turn and run.
Yeah,
Dogs barking, everything else, loud noises
even
and
a
stuff.
bear will run. You
Yeah.
know.
So whatever this was like, this is my home.
Uh, dang.
Golly,
Yeah.
definitely one for the books.
Oh yeah. All of them. All of them were.
Absolutely,
Man, I hope the people listening enjoyed these stories. These were some good ones, and
they definitely were.
if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and let us know in the comments which state of cryptids do you want us to do next? Let's see. What all have we done here? We've done North Carolina, we've done
Uh,
Virginia,
Virginia, Pennsylvania, hadn't we?
Pennsylvania, Alabama,
Yeah, Alabama.
and now South Carolina. Did we do North Carolina?
I don't even remember. We've done so
I
many, I
think we
can't
did.
remember.
I think we did because it had like that siren and stuff on
Oh
in it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So let us know which Appalachian state we should do next in the comments. Um, should we do Jared's home state? Oh yeah, we did West Virginia. Of
Yep, yep,
course,
yep.
that was the first one. Should we do Jared's home state? We've done my home state, but we hadn't done
Yeah.
Jared's.
Yeah, no, yeah, we could do that. Yeah. Let's vote everybody. Vote Tennessee.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know in the comments and let us know if you enjoyed it and all that jazz. And
Absolutely. 'Cause we love hearing from you folks.
oh yeah, Jared, do you want to give them the usual spill when we sign off?
Absolutely. Folks, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Also, hit that like button like it owes you money. And share out, tell your friends, tell your family, tell all the cryptids we haven't talked about yet. Tell them, tell them we're coming. And we're gonna tell
uh,
them we're coming, and we're gonna talk about them right here on Spooky Appalachia.
thanks, Jared.
No
And
problem.
don't, yeah, and don't forget, folks, stay spooky.
Stay spooky.